Be me, 29-year-old academic advisor at mid-tier state university. Grew up believing education was the great equalizer. Parents were blue-collar. Told me incessantly that degree meant freedom. Get good grades. Go to college. Get steady job with benefits. Followed the script perfectly. Graduated with honors in sociology and education. Took out loans but assumed salary would cover them. Now working for the system that created me. Job is to guide undergraduates through course selection and career planning. Basically sales support for the university. First 2 years were optimistic. Loved helping kids find their passion. Encouraged them to pursue dreams regardless of market value. Follow your heart and the money will follow. That was the mantra. Recently turned 29. Looking at my own bank account. Still paying off loans 7 years later. Principal barely moved despite monthly payments. Interest rates are predatory. Start looking at the students differently. Used to see bright futures. Now I see walking debt vehicles. University treats them like cattle, milking them for federal aid dollars. Notice strange trend in enrollment data. Tuition hikes outpacing inflation by 300%. Administrative bloat is insane. We have 3 vice deans of student experience. Each makes $180,000 a year. Meanwhile, physics department is using equipment from the Cold War. Start paying attention to faculty meetings. Professors complaining about student quality. Kids can't read at grade level. Can't do basic algebra. But we accept them anyway. Why? Because acceptance letters are invoices. Every student is a guaranteed check from the government. Federal student loans have no risk for the lender. Taxpayers back it. University gets cash up front. Student gets shackles for life. Sit down with a senior named Kevin, history major. Great kid, smart, passionate about Civil War era, $90,000 in debt. Ask him about post-grad plans. Says he's applying to Starbucks and unpaid museum internships. Realize he will never pay that money back. The math is impossible. Interest alone will eat his disposable income for decades. He is financially dead before he even starts living. I'm the one who told him to take those classes. I'm the accomplice. Start digging into alumni employment statistics. University publishes glossy brochures. 95% of graduates employed within 6 months. Read the fine print. Employment includes part-time, non-degree related, and volunteer work. If you graduate with a bioengineering degree and flip burgers at McDonald's, you count as a success statistic. It's fraud disguised as data. Talk to friend working in corporate HR. Ask her about the value of degrees. She laughs. Says bachelor's degree is the new high school diploma. It proves nothing other than you can show up and follow basic instructions. Market is flooded with degrees. Supply and demand. When everyone has a degree, no one has a degree. Companies use it as a lazy filter. Don't have a piece of paper? Resume goes in trash. Have the paper? Great. Now you can compete for an entry-level job paying $18 an hour. Friend mentions credential creep. Jobs that used to require high school now require BA. Jobs that required BA now require masters. University knows this. They are pushing master's programs hard. 5-year accelerated tracks. Stay 1 more year, get the MA, stand out. It's an upsell, like asking if you want fries with that. But the fries cost $40,000 in 2 years of your life. Observe the campus infrastructure. New buildings going up everywhere. Not libraries or labs. Luxury dorms. Lazy rivers. Esports arenas. Climbing walls. University isn't selling education. It's selling a 4-year resort experience. 4-year extension of adolescence. Students aren't selecting schools based on curriculum. They select based on amenities and vibe. University spends millions on marketing and construction. Passes cost to students. Admins get bonuses for hitting enrollment targets. It's a real estate hedge fund with a football team. Attend a budget meeting. Dean of Arts and Sciences speaks. We need to increase retention. Too many students dropping out or failing. Solution isn't better teaching or support. Solution is grade inflation. Make classes easier. Pass everyone. If they fail, they stop paying tuition. We need to keep the customer satisfied. Professors pressured to give A's and B's. Academic rigor is dead. A degree used to mean you survived a gauntlet. Now it means you paid your subscription fee. Talk to an adjunct professor, Dr. Miller. Guy is brilliant. PhD from Ivy League, teaches 4 classes, makes $22,000 a year, no health insurance, sleeping in his Toyota Camry in the faculty lot. Meanwhile, the diversity and inclusion officer makes $250,000 to send 1 email a month. The labor model is exploitative. University relies on desperate academics hoping for tenure. Tenure is a myth for 90% of them. They are gig workers with elbow patches. Miller tells me the PhD is a pyramid scheme. Professors need grad students to do their research. University needs grad students to teach cheap classes, so they accept way too many PhD candidates. Promise them jobs in academia that don't exist. Churn them out into a market with zero demand. Most highly educated barista generation in history start looking at the tradesmen working on the new dorms. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC guys. Talk to a foreman named Steve. Didn't go to college. Started apprenticeship at 18. Now 30 years old. Makes $110,000 a year. Zero debt. Owns a house, 2 trucks, and a boat. My students look down on him. They think they are the elite because they read Foucault. Steve charges $150 an hour to fix their parents' mistakes. Steve is free. My students are indentured servants. The class hierarchy has flipped, but nobody noticed yet. Blue collar is the new aristocracy of freedom. White collar is the new serfdom. Chained to a desk to pay off the debt used to get the desk. Meet with a student, Sarah. She wants to drop out. Says she feels like she's wasting time. Wants to start a business online. My job requires me to talk her out of it. Tell her about long-term earning potential. Show her the charts. I feel like a priest in a dying religion selling salvation I don't believe in. She drops out anyway. 2 years later, I check her Instagram. She's making 6 figures selling vintage clothes and consulting. She escaped the matrix. The students who stayed are working unpaid internships. Realize the university system acts as a dampener on ambition. It trains you to be an employee, to sit still for 8 hours, to seek validation from authority figures, to fear risk, to wait for permission. Entrepreneurs don't need degrees. Innovators don't need permission. The system is designed to create mid-level bureaucrats, safe, compliant, indebted workers. Debt is a control mechanism. If you have debt, you can't protest. You can't quit your job. You can't take risks. You have to keep feeding the machine. Society pushes college so hard because it domesticates young men and women, takes their prime years, saddles them with liability, forces them into the tax base. Go to a conference for higher ed professionals. Keynote speaker talks about the value of the liberal arts in the AI era. A lot of buzzwords: critical thinking, adaptability, soft skills. Look around the room. Everyone is nodding. They are terrified. They know ChatGPT can write better essays than 80% of their students. The information monopoly is over. You can learn anything online for free. Harvard lectures are on YouTube. Why pay $50,000 a year for access to information that is public? You're paying for the credential, the stamp of approval, but the stamp is losing value every day. The bubble is going to burst, just like 2008 housing. But worse, you can foreclose on a house. Walk away. Ruins credit for 7 years, but you are free. Student loans follow you to the grave. They garnish your wages. They garnish your Social Security. It is the only debt you cannot escape through bankruptcy. Who lobbied for that law? The universities and the banks. They colluded to trap teenagers. Teenagers who can't legally buy a beer, but can sign a contract for $100,000 of non-dischargeable debt. It's predatory lending on a systemic scale. Moral hazard is off the charts. If universities had to co-sign the loans, if they were on the hook when graduates couldn't pay, tuition would drop to $5,000 overnight. Useless majors would vanish. Admins would be fired. But as long as the government guarantees the check, the party continues. Start advising students covertly. When door is closed, tell them the truth. Look at trade schools. Look at certifications. Don't get a master's unless your employer pays for it. Go to community college for 2 years, then transfer. Save the money. Parents get angry. Call me demanding to know why I'm discouraging their gifted child. They are brainwashed too. Boomer generation paid $500 for a semester, worked a summer job and paid off tuition. They think it still works that way. They don't understand the math has changed. They are sending their lambs to the slaughterhouse thinking it's a meadow. Watch a documentary on the student loan crisis. Stories of people committing suicide because of debt. People fleeing the country, living in exile to escape Navient. It's a dystopian nightmare. And I am a gatekeeper for it. I am the guy opening the door to the trap. Come on in, the water is fine. Just sign here, don't worry about the numbers. You're investing in yourself. Biggest lie ever told. You aren't investing. You are spending. Investing implies a return. Spending is just consumption. Most degrees are luxury consumption goods. Like buying a designer handbag. Makes you feel good, signals status to peers, but doesn't actually do anything functional. Except the handbag can be resold. The degree is illiquid. Can't sell it back if you don't use it. Depreciating asset. Knowledge becomes obsolete. Skills atrophy, but the debt principle remains. Compounding. Always compounding. Decide to quit. Can't be part of the grift anymore. Draft resignation letter. Colleagues are shocked, but you have tenure track potential. You have great benefits. Tell them I'm going to learn HVAC. They think I'm joking. I'm not. Going to work with my hands. Do something tangible. Fix real problems. Get paid for value provided, not for credentials held. Walk out of the office for the last time. See a tour group of high schoolers. Wide-eyed. Hopeful. Tour guide walking backward. Explaining the history of the quad. Pointing out the new $40 million wellness center. Omitting the fact that tuition went up 8% to pay for it. Want to scream at them. Run. Go learn to code. Go learn to weld. Start a business. Travel the world. Do anything but this. Don't mortgage your future for a piece of paper. Don't feed the beast. But I say nothing. Just get in my car and drive. System is too big. Too entrenched. Too many people making too much money. It won't change until it collapses. And when it does, it will take the economy with it. Trillions in bad paper. Backed by nothing but broken promises and barista wages. The subprime degree crisis. It's coming, and nobody is ready. At least I won't be the one selling the mortgage. Checking my bank account one last time. Negative net worth. But my conscience is finally in the black. Education is not the same as schooling. Schooling is a business, and business is booming for the predators. For everyone else, it's just a slow bleed. End of shift, end of career. Start of life. Hope the kids figure it out before the ink dries. But they won't. The dream is too seductive. The reality is too harsh. So they sign, and the machine keeps grinding, feeding on youth, excreting debt. God help them all, especially the ones with the 4.0 GPAs. They are the ones who believe the lie the hardest, the perfect victims, just like I was. Never again. Goodbye academia. Hello reality, where results matter more than rubrics, and cash is king. Finn.